crossover SUV market is exploding in popularity and diversity, spawning new offshoots faster than a banyan tree in a time-elapse video. But Infiniti's QX80 resides in what seems destined to remain a short tendril, the full-size, three-row luxury SUV. Of the dozens of crossovers of all shapes and sizes and prices, this class is one of the most sparsely populated. By our count, there are just 5.5, the Cadillac Escalade, the QX80, the Lexus LX570, the Lincoln Navigator, and the Mercedes-Benz GLS. Our partial credit goes to the not quite as opulent GMC Yukon Denali. As high fashion on a grand scale, the QX80 works quite well. The Navigator and, to a lesser degree, the Escalade employ gigantism as their primary stylistic philosophy. To us, they inspire the same sort of lust as bulldozers and off-road dump trucks, not that those don't appeal to us. The LX570 is slightly more nuanced, until you get to the robot vacuum fish face, while the Mercedes is handsome but restrained. The QX80 manages to gracefully transpose Infiniti's swoopy, seaweed sway in its current design language onto an XXL canvas. At least that's how some of us see it. Others think it's hideous. But it definitely isn't conservative, which gets respect even from the nauseated crowd. Limited's appeal. The QX starts at $64,245, with all-wheel drive adding $3,100. You can move up the trim levels into the $70,000 range, but if you want it all with a little extra prestige, the $89,845 Limited tested here nabs unique truffle brown leather with silver piping and stitching, as well as quilting on the seats and center console. Matte finish, open pore ashwood trim is also specific to the Limited and complements the leather nicely. Overall, Infiniti's upscale materials keep the interior design looking fresh even though it dates back to 2011. The front and middle row thrones are plush and comfy, but the seats sit high enough that our tallest driver's head rubbed on the headliner, and it's a big climb up to get inside. The middle row flips forward to allow easy access to a third row that won't be comfortable for most adults, but wouldn't be punishing for little ones. And the kids at least get a decent view out. Whereas the GM-Utes in particular have egregiously swollen pillars, Infiniti's are maybe an eighth as wide. On the outside, the Limited gets a comprehensive darkening, with tinted lenses for the head and taillights, smoked chrome trim, and a special dark finish on its standard 22-inch wheels that takes on a brownish hue in certain lights. Even if you disagree with the styling, it's hard to object to the palette of our Hermosa blue example. It's also hard to object to the QX80's ride. Even on 22-inch wheels, it's better controlled and damped than that of the Infiniti's contemporaries. Grip, however, maxes out at just 0.72 grams, which trails just about everything save the Mercedes-Benz Guigan. The QX80, riding on Bristone dual tires, size 27550R22, managed to stop from 70 miles per hour in 175 feet, which is decent for the class, but we noted a fair bit of fade by the time our fifth stop was completed. Truck stuff with 400 horsepower and 413 lb-ft of torque, Infiniti's 5.6-litre V8 is among the more powerful in the class excepting the bonkers Mercedes AMG GLS 63, although it can't touch the Escalade for either fleetness or sound drag. We logged a 6.2-second 0-60 mph run, with the quarter-mile passing in 15.1 seconds at 95 miles per hour. For comparison, the Caddy managed 5.8 and 14.3 at 98, and it emits a roar that sounds like it ought to be bellowing from the dust during a dirt track Saturday night. Given the Infiniti's 8,500-pound towing capacity, a dirt tracker might even find a QX80 to be a useful tow rig. That rating trails only the Navigators, but we'd gladly trade away the Lincoln's additional towing capacity for the QX80's superior ride. Unfortunately, our Infiniti's 15 miles per gallon observed fuel economy is pretty standard for this profligate class. The Limited is expensive, but if you couldn't or didn't want to pay nearly $90,000, it's possible to piece together a less costly version. And the new 2017 Nissan Armada, which shares its body and major mechanicals with the QX80, will take the overall look into a new price class. You might call it one a tender new tendril.